As entrepreneurs, we constantly learning, but one of the biggest things I learned is that we have to look at every single thing as opportunities to make money. And this video is gonna be nothing short of another example of that, because I'm about to tell y'all how I made $3,000 from vending machines in just 1 month. For most of us, including myself, we only looked at vending machines as something that we could take a couple dollars and we can go ahead and get a drink, or we can get a quick snack to go ahead and hold us over before our next meal. But it's much more than that. As entrepreneurs, we always have to look at everything around us and understand that somebody owns that. Somebody's making money from that. Somebody is handling all the logistics behind that, and somebody is getting rich. And it's the same exact thing for vending machines. Somebody is coming to collect that bag out of these machines. Somebody is restocking these machines. Somebody is testing new products to see what works best for these customers in that facility that the machine is placed in. So for me, that raised a lot of curiosity. I started seeing a whole bunch of videos about vending machines popping up and how you can start an entire business around that. So I got interested and I started diving down the rabbit hole, trying to figure out, how can I get started in this business? How much do I need to go ahead and invest to start that business right now? What do I need to make this business as professional as possible? So I started looking up videos all over YouTube, trying to figure out, where can I get a vending machine from? How much does it cost to get these vending machines? How do I restock these machines? How do I get a location to place this machine in? And how can I start making money right now? So as I went down the rabbit hole, I quickly started getting information about where I could get the machine, how much it costs, and I was ready to get in. So after about a week of looking up videos and learning a lot, I felt confident enough to know that I could get in. For me personally, I don't like to stay in the student chair for too long. I just want to learn the basics, and then I want to get in, start getting that experience. And as I'm getting that experience, still continuing to learn, but at least when I learn from other people while I'm getting that experience, I'm able to quickly apply it in my business, rather than just staying in the student chair and not being able to apply that in the business firsthand. Because it's one thing to keep learning, and it's another thing to actually apply it and actually be able to go test that right now in real time. And that was the approach I took. So I went on to learn that there was about 3 ways that I can go and buy a vending machine. And that was by buying it used, refurbished, and brand new. Now, obviously, buying brand new was the highest price. It was about $5,000 per vending machine. Buying refurbished was about $1,000 to $2,000, depending on the machine that you bought. And used could be as low as $100. So my thought process on this was, I wanted to go the refurbished route, because the new route was way too expensive for me to go ahead and figure out, do I even like this business? Is this something that I want to continue to scale? And for used, I felt like, because I didn't really have any experience in this field, I didn't really know if a machine was good or if it was going to give me a lot of problems and it was going to put a bad taste in my mouth about this entire business before I even got started. So I decided refurbished was going to be the best route, because the price point worked for me. It was about $1,000 to $2,000. And also, I started to learn that a lot of refurbished machines came with a 90-day warranty. So if I had any problems, at least for 3 months, I knew I was covered. So once I found a place that I knew that I could go ahead and buy one of these refurbished machines, it was time for me to start branding my business and start looking for locations for me to actually place the machine in. I wanted to go ahead and find a location to place my machine in before I actually went to buy the machine, because I don't have any space to go ahead and store this machine at my house, and I didn't want to have to pay for any storage if it took a while for me to actually lock a location down. So I went ahead and started branding my vending business, even getting a seller's permit. I wanted everything to be legit. Now, in the state of California where I'm at, a seller's permit is free to go ahead and get, and it's probably the same for a lot of y'all in whatever state that y'all in. All you gotta do is do a quick Google search about a seller's permit in your state, and it should pop right up, and you can go ahead and get that seller's permit so that you can legitimize yourself as much as possible. Then I came up with a logo for my business, and I came up with a product catalog that I put inside of a binder, so that when I approached these businesses, everything was legit. I had everything that they could possibly ask a question about products, about my business, a phone number they could call. I had business cards and everything for this business. Then I started looking around, where was I going to place this vending machine at? Luckily for me, my girl's mom works in an assisted living facility, so I was able to go ahead and get the email of the general manager at that facility, and I was able to send them an email so that I could set up a meeting so I could talk about further steps in getting this vending machine placed. So that's the first tip that I would give anybody that's looking to get into the vending business and wants to find locations. Start looking in your network. Who do you know? Somebody might have a job somewhere that they can possibly talk to the manager or get you their email, get you their name, or you could just walk in and try to get a meeting with them to talk about placing vending machines, because they might not have one. But while I was waiting to get a response on that email, I started calling a bunch of businesses in my area. I literally went on Google and found a bunch of businesses, assisted living facilities, gyms, all types of places like that I felt needed vending machines. And then I started cold calling a bunch of them. Anybody who's done any cold calling before, you're gonna face a whole bunch of different energies. There's gonna be some people that's interested in talking to you, and it's gonna be some people that can't wait to get you off the phone. But as I started going through these cold calls, I started finding ways to be more efficient on the phone. I started quickly learning what most people would say in response to whatever I was saying to them. So I started refining my entire script on exactly what I'm gonna say whenever these people get on the phone, so that the phone call could be as quick as possible. Now, either I'm gonna get a no, I can go ahead and get that out the way so I can move on to the next one, or I'm gonna go ahead and actually get to move past the receptionist and talk to the manager in as quick of a time as possible. And as I was doing that, an email came back from the first general manager that I reached out to, and we went ahead and booked the meeting with him. And for me personally, I was nervous going into this meeting. I didn't know what to expect. I'd never seen anybody else do this. So I literally was going in there thinking about a whole bunch of different things, wondering how it was gonna go. And when I got in there, literally it was just to finalize this whole deal. He literally let me know exactly where he wanted the machine. I gave him a sheet for his staff to go ahead and fill out to let me know which type of products that they wanted in the machine. And I told the manager that I'm gonna go to the warehouse and I'm gonna text them, letting them know exactly when it's gonna be delivered. And that was the end of that meeting. Mind you, I'm just coasting through this entire process. I don't know anything still to this point. I'm just figuring things out as I go. So that's definitely a big lesson I learned from this. You just gotta keep going. You're gonna learn as you go, and you're gonna continue to grow, to know your process. You're gonna figure out what you don't like and what you do like. Fast forward, I ended up getting a vending machine for $1,500. They gave me a number to a few movers that I could call to go ahead and get this vending machine moved to the location that I was putting it in. And he only charged me about $100. Now, obviously there's multiple ways you can do this. You can rent a truck, you can rent a dolly, you can do all these types of things yourself. But like I said, it was my first time. I just wanted to go ahead and do everything as smooth as possible. So right now we all in about $1,600 on this vending business. Fast forward, I'm in the vending business and I started hitting a crossroad where I was trying to figure out if I wanted to scale this business or if I wanted to go ahead and sell this business and wipe my hands clean and not have to think about this business ever again. And this is when it started going downhill. While I was on vacation later that month, I received a phone call letting me know that the coin mechanism was not taking coins and it was not giving change back to everybody who was buying snacks. Now, obviously it was still under warranty, so I was able to go ahead and get that coin mech swapped out. But one of the biggest things that changed in my business is that word of mouth started getting around. And for a lot of people, once something gets rolled off, they never try it again. And of course, that's a problem that we can work around, and that won't be the end of everything. But the biggest lesson that I took from that was that if you do not love something, when these problems occur, you're not gonna wanna work around it. When you love something, it doesn't matter what happens. You're gonna keep jumping hurdles. You're gonna keep figuring ways to fix things. You're gonna keep on trying to get better, and you're gonna keep on trying to improve every single day. But that's because you love it. And one of the biggest things I learned about the vending business is that I just didn't love it enough. So when these problems occurred and I started having multiple problems with the coin mech and the bill acceptor, I decided that at this point, this business is not for me. So I went on to list my vending business for sale. Like I always talk about, OfferUp and Facebook Marketplace is a great place to make money. So I went on to list this vending machine for sale on all these platforms. But before I did that, I had to find out, how am I going to price this vending machine? Do I just price it for the amount that I spent on it? Do I price it for less than I spent on it? I didn't know. So I started looking up videos. How do I price a vending machine that's placed on a location? So after doing some quick research, I found that what you would do is when it's on the location, you would basically take how much you make every single month from this vending machine, and then you will go ahead and multiply that by the entire year so that you would know that based on how much you make every single month, this is how much you're going to generate from this one location every single year. And whatever that number is, you will go ahead and sell the vending machine for it. Now, for me personally, this location was only making a little over $100 a month. So that would roughly equal to about $1,200 for the year. Now, the vending machine, I decided to say that I bought it for $1,500 this month. So I decided I was going to resell it for that same price and go ahead and add how much it was generating from this location every single month. Now, $1,500 plus $1,200, that's $2,700. But in my mind, I said, yo, I want to list it for $3,000. So I went ahead and just rounded that $2,700 up to $3,000 and went ahead and listed it. Now, mind you, we all in about $1,600 total on this vending machine. So $3,000 would be almost doubling my initial investment. So a bunch of people started hitting me up. How much do you make every single month? Now, this was an all cash vending machine. So there was no way for me to provide a paper trail proving how much I made every single month. But I was being honest in the situation. I was telling everybody about $100 every single month. A lot of people didn't like that. So they weren't willing to go ahead and spend the $3,000 on that vending machine. But literally the day after I listed it, somebody hit me up about the vending machine and they was ready to buy it for that price of $3,000. And the funniest thing about this is that I was hesitant to go ahead and respond to this person. The way that they messaged me just did not feel right to me. So I low-key wasn't really entertaining this conversation. But then he hit me up one more time and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and talk to him and we gonna see what's going on. So they went on to say that they were very interested in the machine and that they wanted to go ahead and meet up and buy it. So fast forward, we went ahead and met up. I told them how they could go ahead and enter the building and how to work the machine and what products perform the best, and just gave them a little rundown of how this machine and location was working. And just like that, I made $3,000 from this vending machine in 1 month. This was a big eye-opener for me because it opened my eyes to so many more ways that I could make money in ways that a lot of people don't think about, in ways that I wasn't thinking about. And it also opened my eyes to another way that you can go ahead and make money within the vending business. You got the standard way of just going ahead and buying a machine, placing it, and making money over time. But you can also buy a vending machine, get it placed, and sell it for a higher amount. Like I bought this first vending machine for $1,500 and then sold it for $3,000. So if I wanted to continue with this model, I could literally buy two the second time, place those two, and make $6,000 or even more depending on the location and how much money it generates. So that opened my eyes to an entirely different model within the vending business that anybody can do right now. So I hope this video opens your eyes to how to make more money in not only the vending business, but just overall in ways that so many people do not think about. And if it did, make sure you go ahead and hit like on this video and also go ahead and subscribe to the channel, and we're gonna drop a lot more bangers just like this so that we all can get rich.
I've been balling out since no kid. Inside a Bentley, no key. If I fall in love, I'ma keep it low. I ain't got no hope. They gon' stick around until your funds low. Think I gotta back up? Oh no, no. Gotta get my weight up. Bad bitch, give me don't face when the mood right. How you hating on a real nigga? Boss up, baby. I just wanna. When we talk about the rags, gotta mention me. How to see my